Snow, and this is Gas and Go. Hey, welcome to Gas and Go with Snow. All right, we're out here in Southern California, San Clemente Cars and Coffee, and I ran across not just a car, but a piece of American automotive history. Keith, first of all, hey, thanks for stopping and talking to us about this.
Sure.
Tell me what we're looking at right here.
Well, this is a 1955 Corvette. It's the original model. The first year was 1953.
Right.
And essentially the 53 to 55 look identical.
Right.
The only difference is the 55 has a V8,
yeah,
whereas the original had a inline six.
So it had the Blue Flame 6 and 53 4, right? And then 55, they came with the original Chevy small block, which was the 265, right?
That's right.
Okay, so this would have came with a 265, and then I think it wasn't till 57 when the fuel injection came about?
57 was the first year of fuel injection, right?
Okay, so I'm looking at this, and this thing is pristine under the hood. Tell me what you did to get it like this, or has it always been like this?
Unfortunately, it wasn't always like this, but when I restored it about 6 or 7 years ago, I just pulled everything out, took the engine out, had it rebuilt, repainted the engine bay, had the fuel injection rebuilt. So I went through pretty much everything on it.
Well, and then I'm looking at some little stuff here. And is that the washer fluid?
That's washer fluid. It was actually a glass jar.
That in a glass jar.
And it's operated by a foot pedal pump by the dimmer switch on the floorboard.
Really? Like you have a dimmer switch on the left foot?
So you actually pump it, and when you start pumping it, it activates the windshield wipers and then squirts fluid on the windshield too. So it was pretty high tech for the day.
And I was just thinking, in 1955, they had this technology.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Well, let's move on to the interior here. So when we were talking earlier, I was like, it has to be restored because there's no way a car, 70 years old or whatever would look that good.
Yeah.
So what did you, and I love how you kept all this in original condition.
All the gauges and knobs are original. The paint scheme is original. It was it's called a Sportsman Red interior. Okay. And of course, I had the seats redone and then repainted the dash. The Wunderbar radio actually worked. It's an AM radio. Okay.
I think the FM wasn't available until 63.
Yeah, it's something like that. But
because my car's a 62, it had the original AM radio.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but pretty much looks like the original interior.
Yeah. Okay.
With the exception of the 4-speed.
I was like, what about the 4-speed though? Yeah. Now, what do you have in here for a transmission?
Well, originally it had a 2-speed power glide transmission, and then in late '55 they introduced the 3-speed manual. Okay. Those are pretty rare cars. Okay. I think there's only like 50 or 75 even built with the 3-speed.
Okay.
But as I mentioned before, when the original owner autocrossed it, you put in the Borg Warner T10 4-speed.
And then now, do you mind if I open it? But most people aren't going to know what this is. Here, go ahead.
Well, you notice that there's no outside door handle.
I see no outside door handle.
So originally, when the top is up, and it came with a convertible top. Came with the convertible top was plexiglass side curtains. Okay. And so in order to get into the car, you actually have to open a vent window, reach in. No way. So the original car had no outside door handles? No. See, every day is a school day. I did not know that. Because I was like, I looked and I was like, hey, where's the door handle? Yeah. Really? Yeah, so here's another thing that most of the people watching aren't even going to know what this is. What year is it? Ashtray. You got an ashtray. Yeah, the ashtray, the cigarette lighter here. Yeah. But also notice that there's also 2 ashtrays in the door panels.
Yeah, I mean, how many cigarettes can you smoke?
3 ashtrays.
Yeah.
Sign of the times. Yeah.
I know, right? Absolutely, a sign of the times. And you know what? When you see like the caddies of this era, there's like cigarette ashtrays. Yeah. For every passenger, there's an ashtray.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah. And then, you know what? I mean, the way you preserve this is really amazing to me because, I like the fact that it just looks original. But now, tell me this. How long have you had this? How long has it been in your family? Tell me the origin of the car.
Well,
Because clearly you said somebody autocrossed it.
my father bought the car in 1971.
Okay.
And so it's been in the family for over 50 years.
Over 50 years.
I've had it since the early 90s, so I've had it over 30 years. But I actually, when I restored it, I was interested in the history, and I was going through some old receipts that my father had saved.
Right.
And I saw this name on one of the receipts, and I thought, well, I'm just going to look him up on Google, and I looked him up. Turns out I called him. He was still living at the time, lived up in Sacramento, and he was the original owner.
Really?
And,
so your family is the second owners?
Yeah. Well, actually, the family's about the third owner. He was the first one that bought the car.
Okay.
I actually traced the lineage through the two other previous owners till when my dad bought it.
That is
But
cool.
I met with the original owner living in Sacramento.
Did you show him the car?
I showed pictures of the car.
Okay.
And I had meant to drive it up just after I'd finished it, but unfortunately he passed away. But he sent me trophies that he won when he autocrossed it.
No way.
Which I have.
So now, so you have the history to go with the car.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And then see, so this just shows you, I mean, like we're doing this interview and people are walking up like, what? You autocrossed this? Because it's such a rarity. I mean, back then it was, actually it was probably nothing special because it was a brand new introduction to, you know, to the automotive market.
Well, and you know, the 53s and 5s were pretty similar to even up to 62.
Yeah.
All the C1 Corvettes had the same chassis and suspension. And
well, my understanding though is that the 53 and 4, they didn't really sell a lot of them. What they did is they gave them away. They gave them to movie stars. They gave them to executives. They gave them to people who would get it out there so people would, you know, and from, they had to give a car away to get it out into the market to, you can't buy a Corvette for a sticker price nowadays. Right? So it just shows you how much this car changed the face of the automotive landscape.
And they almost discontinued the 54 because the sales were so sluggish at the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Until a man named Zora Duntov came on.
This is pretty cool. Yeah. All right.
57?
Yes, it is. 57.
So, well, it looks like you got a lot of people that want to come and talk to you about this. So we're going to stop right here. We'll see you guys next time on Gas and Go with Snow. Hey, there we go. All right. All right.